Imagine you live in a country where the indigenous people are forced by law to live in only 6% of their ancestral territory. More than 90% of their territory is denied to them, and a foreign tribal group is given access and residence in 90% of your ancestral territory. And they are given special rights and privileges because they are tribals. So these foreign tribals take over 90% of your country, they deny you access to your ancestral lands, they desecrate your sacred sites, and then one day when you ask for equal rights, they go on a violent ethnic cleansing rampage against you, while at the same time portraying you as the evil majoritarian oppressors. That is essentially what's happening in Manipur in a nutshell. Understand why a certain issue exists, we have to look back at the history of the place to get the right context. If we do not know the history of the place, then we will not be in any position to know what's really happening and to understand why it's happening, and it's very easy to mislead us if we don't know the history. So let's first examine the history of Manipur to get the right context. So as of today, currently, there are three major ethnic groups in Manipur: the Meiteis, the Nagas, and the Kukis. Everyone knows the Manipuri language. The Manipuri language is the official state language of Manipur. It's a language that has existed for at least 2000 years in various forms. And the question is, which ethnic group is the originator of the Manipuri language? And the answer is, it's the Meiteis who are the originators of the Manipuri language. So that's point number one. The history of Manipur, like I said, is at least 2000 years old. Some versions say it's at least 3,500 years old, and there is a written record of the kings of Manipur, and this record goes back at least 2000 years. It's the chronicles of the Manipuri kings, the Ningthauja dynasty and various other dynasties, and every single king in the past 2000 or so years is recorded. The names are recorded, and all of these kings belonged to one ethnic group. This was the Meiteis. So the Manipuri language is the language of the Meiteis. All of the Manipuri kings in the past 2000 years were Meitei kings. We know Manipuri dance, which is world famous. Everyone knows Manipuri dance. It's one of India's major dance forms. Which ethnic group is the originator of Manipuri dance? Again, it's the Meiteis. Manipur gave the world the game of polo. Polo, the oldest polo ground in the world, is in the city of Imphal. It's around 2000 years old. Which ethnic group is the originator of polo? It is once again the Meiteis. So I could go on and on about this, but I hope you can see the pattern that whether it's Manipuri history, whether it's the Manipuri kings, whether it's the Manipuri language, whether it's Manipuri culture or civilization, all of it has been created by the Meiteis. The Meiteis have resided in Manipur and ruled Manipur for at least 2000 years. Now, there's another ethnic group in Manipur, the Nagas. They are also the indigenous peoples of Manipur. So the indigenous people of Manipur are the Meiteis and the Nagas. These two ethnic groups, even though now they have separate identities, they have the same origin. So a long time ago, at least 2000 years ago, maybe 3,500 years ago, Manipur is a hill state. Okay, it's situated in the foothills of the Himalayas. The valley region, the Imphal Valley region, though technically it's a valley, it's almost 900 meters above sea level. So it too is a hill region. It's a high altitude region. And more than 2000 years ago, this valley region was flooded. Okay, it was underwater. And then slowly the waters receded, and the people who lived in the hills of Manipur, some of them started migrating to the dry part of the valley region. And the first part of the valley where dry land was first formed is called the Kangla. And that's in the heart of Imphal city today. There is a major fort there, which is at least 2000 years old. So some people in Manipur in the old days started migrating to the valley region after the waters receded, and some people stayed in the hills. And so that's how this division was created in the eyes and in the minds of historians between the hill people and the valley people. But they were the same people. And there were 7 clans among the people of Manipur, the ancient people of Manipur. And the king of Manipur would typically reside in the valley. And the 7 clans were the clans of the Meitei people. And you had various tribal groups as well, who were also the same people, but who eventually became the hill people. So this is the origin of the Nagas and the Meiteis, who are still regarded as brothers because they have the same origins. So eventually the Nagas, their languages became slightly different, the Meitei language became slightly different, and that's how you have this linguistic diversity in Manipur. So that is, in brief, the history of the origin of the people of Manipur, the Nagas and the Meiteis. Same origins, same people.